Hi Lisa, thank you for the live. As non-duality teachers say, the me will disappear by itself. Actually, I've stopped saying it like that because I'm not sure exactly what they mean by it, but from me, from the way that I teach, like what does that mean, the me disappears? So if you listen to a lot of those non-duality teachers that say that, and I was one of them in the past that used to speak in that way, they would say, but there's still a character. So that's very big, the me disappears. I would say what happens is that stops being an identification with the character, and I feel more happy with that. There always needs to remain some identification with the character in the body, but there is like a shift that happens where like your sense of being you is more in line with this moment rather than a character. I feel more happy with that now. You know, it's funny, when you start teaching, you don't get a manual to teach, and so you teach often similar to the way you were taught this subject. And you know, and over the years, you know, speaking with people, and it just began to make less and less sense to me, that way of speaking. Anyway, my question is, why this happens so rarely? Shouldn't it occur here and there on a large scale around the world to prove that it's a real event? Well, large and small is relative. I don't know. I do not know, Fahid. I hope there's more research into this to really understand what's happening, and yeah. And you know, the best that you can do is, if you is like looking at yourself, looking at the stories you tell yourself, looking at your ways of being. You know, trauma release, putting your attention in this present moment, and then it's like, wait to see what happens. You know, become a happier person, become a more balanced person, and listen to non-duality and see what happens, and don't really get too focused on the outcome, because it does seem to be rare. So why not focus more on the human level, living a more balanced and happy life? I mean, that would just be superbulous if society rated that. Society doesn't. It's like, become rich and then you're done. So, you know, getting to know yourself, being more authentic and true, understanding your relationships, what you want from relationships, understanding non-duality, the nature of thinking, that you aren't your thoughts, you know, conceptualizing it, getting it from that perspective. And then it's like, forget about the outcome. You know, do it because there's a passion there to do it, or because there is an emergency there to do it, because there's a lot of unhappiness. Ramesh used to always say, and I really like this, like latterly in his talks, he changed the way he spoke again, was that all the person wants is happiness. I think Roger still speaks like this. And in a way that's true. The person on the human level wants happiness. So use all these things that you're learning through non-duality to become a more happy person. Like be wise, like wisdom, and then maybe magic begins to reveal itself. One thing that I now appreciate more about the way they teach it in India is they teach it, you know, as in you're working for this life after life. So it's not this like expectation, it's like a gradual thing, which I see the beauty in that, because it kind of like slows down your mind, like, I must make it in the next 5 years, otherwise I am a failure. I meet so many people that are frustrated and think they should have had this awakening, and I just feel like that's such a sad way to live, and that's really not what non-duality is teaching, to live in a state of frustration waiting for something to happen. Like, just get on with, on the human level, like working on your dynamics and, you know, your life, so it's a more balanced, happy, peaceful life. And there's so much out there now. And part of that is putting your attention in the I am, and then let the magic happen when the magic happens, but not living your life so you're waiting for this grand event. Because maybe it isn't in this body's lifetime. It will happen in the moment of death, and time is irrelevant anyway, because it's all happening now. So, you know, that this future that you're going to wake up in is in a way happening now.